This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 1079, Minimalist Wedding Ideas by Rachel Jones of NourishingMinimalism.com. Hello, everybody. I am your host and narrator, Greg Audino. Happy Labor Day for those of you who are listening in America, and happy Minimalist Monday to everyone out there. You may have heard that term, Minimalist Monday, on Optimal Living Daily and Optimal Finance Daily, as those shows focus on content about minimalism each Monday. Well, I thought I would steal a page out of their book and do the same this week. One way in which minimalism and relationships blend would be how to cut down on costs, time, and energy when planning a wedding. Rachel Jones, whose minimalism content we do tend to hear more on OLD, is our featured author for today, and she has tips on how to do just that, how to have a minimalist wedding. So let's give her work the floor and optimize your life. Minimalist Wedding Ideas by Rachel Jones of NourishingMinimalism.com. Even before I claimed the title Minimalist, I sought to have a minimalist wedding. Why? Mainly because I didn't want the stress of a big production. Planning a big event is exhausting, and I wanted to enjoy myself, not try to remember a million different things. Besides that, we didn't want to enter into our marriage with wedding debt, or burden our parents with wedding debt either. Brian and I were both in our mid-20s when we got married and opted not to ask our parents to pay for anything. In the end, we spent less than $1,000 on our wedding, including the rings, which meant we could splurge on our honeymoon. That's a total win. With the average cost of a wedding hovering right around $30,000 these days, it seems like many couples just need permission to have something simple. I know there are some who want an extreme celebration, but I bet they aren't reading my blog. So, if you are thinking about spending thousands of dollars on a 4-hour event, how about using that for a house down payment and opt for some of these tips instead of glitz and glam? Number 1, make decisions based on the couple's enjoyment, not to impress people. There is no need to invite every person your family has ever known or have a certain style of wedding just because Aunt Shirley would be offended if we didn't, or my friends will be mad if they're not invited. This is for and about the couple who are tying the knot. It is not about anyone else. Number 2, eliminate the unnecessary so you can focus on the important. That's what minimalism is all about. So, what is important to you on your big day? Is a nice honeymoon more important than the ceremony? Each couple is going to have different priorities, expectations, and desires. Talk it out. Decide what each of you find important and leave the rest out of the celebration. Number 3, have a budget. After you've decided what is important, figure out how much each item will cost and then add everything up. Do you have enough money in the budget for it? If not, decide what steps you want to take to avoid going into debt, like taking on a second job, asking family to contribute to certain things, researching cheaper options, compromising, etc. Number 4, forego tradition. With non-traditional options, it is easy to simplify. Email or Facebook invites instead of printing, labeling, sending. Keep the service simple and put more work into the reception. Keep the guest list to immediate family members or elope. Number 5, keep it simple. Dress, suit, cake, reception, decor, or none at all. Flowers. Imagine everything and then scale it back times 10. Think it through. Which image do you prefer? Specific ways to go minimal. Save the date/invitations. Create your invite on Facebook or send out an email. For the older generation who don't have email, print out a simple note with all the specifics just for them, because that would be maybe 2 printed invites, right? Guests. The smaller the crowd, the easier it is to plan for. And remember, this is your day. Invite people who you want to join you during this next season of your life. Bridal Party. You technically don't need anyone to stand with you. You just need someone to sign the marriage license as a witness. They can sit in the audience and still witness it. If you do want a bridal party, keep the attire basic and affordable. Perhaps get a color swatch from the fabric store and ask them to wear an outfit that has that as the main color. This allows them to get something they are comfortable wearing, and they can decide how much they want to invest rather than having a set. The dress is $200 and the shoes are $75. Location. If you are a member of a church, The member price is often cheaper. But if you want to avoid decor, non-traditional makes it easier. Public parks, zoos, beaches, public or private gardens, wilderness areas, roadside chapels, vacation cabins, bed and breakfasts. If you live in the city, consider a small town nearby over the big city venues. Limit the venue to one. If you have an intimate wedding in mind, consider using a banquet hall from a nice restaurant. Have a quick ceremony and then sit down with your guests for a meal. Near us, there are a variety of places that can seat 20 and have a lovely fireplace at one end of the private room. Time. Weeknight weddings or morning weddings can save money as well as offering a unique reception. A 10 a.m. ceremony followed by brunch can be very pleasant, if you are a morning person, that is. Service. Consider skipping a traditional ceremony, going to the justice of the peace, and then inviting all your guests to meet you for a reception to celebrate. Bridal attire. For the groom, go with something he'll use again. Nice slacks and a white shirt are perfect. Even purchasing a nice suit is often similar in cost to renting a tuxedo, and he can use it again. A quick search on Etsy.com can bring up simple and elegant vintage wedding dresses, and if you want something this year's style, consider renting your dress from Rent the Runway. Flowers and bouquet. There are many flowers that can be simple and elegant. Consider a small bouquet of lavender, lily of the valley, or carrying a single stem of your favorite flower. Rings. When you look at rings, get what you want, not what is expected by family or friends. Many men feel that to prove their love, they need to produce an extravagant rock to draw attention. True love means being honest with your spouse-to-be and what you want, as well as respecting each other's desires. Guys, if she wants something simple, let her have simple. Reception. Keeping your party small means you can just make reservations at your favorite restaurant and not worry about planning a reception. If you want informal, consider a potluck or barbecue at someone's home or a local park. Gifts. There are some pretty cool options these days with SoKind Registry and online cash registries. People can even help cover the cost of a fabulous honeymoon, which is far more fun than an extra toaster, right? Favors. To be honest, all the favors I have ever picked up at weddings ended up in the landfill. So let's save the earth a little and skip those altogether. In the end, the wedding is about the couple getting hitched. It's not about everyone else. It's a celebration of your relationship with each other. If you want that celebration extravagant, go for it. If you want it simple and intimate with a handful of special people around you, give yourself permission to celebrate your relationship the way you want. You just listened to the post titled Minimalist Wedding Ideas by Rachel Jones of NourishingMinimalism.com. And thanks a lot to Rachel for this one. Weddings are such a great subject to tackle when we are looking to live a more minimalist lifestyle, and she's really looked at it from seemingly all angles. I might also add that for a lot of minimalism practitioners, the joy comes from philanthropy and being able to give extra items or money not spent on extra items to those in need. So if this is you, or if you're looking for a unique way to give back, you could also ask that guests donate to a charity of your choosing as a gift, or maybe help you buy food or other supplies that you're interested in bringing to a food shelter or somewhere similar. So there's one more way to not only make your wedding more minimalist, but perhaps more purposeful as well, if that is one of your values. I'm going to end there, though, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining today, and I hope you do share this with someone who may be planning a wedding or perhaps renewing their vows. Have a great rest of your day, and be sure to come on back tomorrow for a post from Keith Wilson, where your optimal life awaits.